The Apple Watch Series 10 has been out for almost 6 months now, which is just crazy to think of. We're going to talk about just how well has this titanium held up. If you recall, after my 1 month video, I already had a scratch on the watch. Now, this is not that same watch that was in that video because later on I did switch to the Hermes version. I've owned this one for 3 months now, and we're gonna look to see if it has any scratches. I've honestly not looked yet. I want to do that with you guys because also when you spend this much on a watch, once you see a scratch, you cannot unsee it. I've been a little scared to even try to look too closely to see if there's any scratches on this watch. But before we get to all that, I did want to talk about how it's been 6 months later going from the Ultra to the Series 10. I still have my Ultra. Every once in a while, I have been wearing it a little more often, but I still don't wear it that much, and really it's mainly to sleep in. I know that's crazy to think of. It's mainly to do with that blood oxygen sensor. If you didn't know, the Series 10 in the US does not have that sensor. If you go into the blood oxygen app, it just tells you that it is no longer available. And you can learn more, and that's just all with that lawsuit. I've made videos on this as well, so we're still trying to wait and see what comes of that. But because of that, and because I like to have that Vitals app and get all that info on this screen, I have been sleeping with the Apple Watch Ultra 1 over the Series 10 most nights. And that because so you can see right here, I can get my blood oxygen level right there. And that's why I've been sleeping with it over the Series 10. But that's not really been the hardest thing that I've missed the most. And it's still the watch face. That modular Ultra watch face, it gives you like 7 or 8 complications. And I love the layout of that watch face. And that's the thing I miss the most still after 6 months about the Ultra. It's not the battery life. It's not the blood oxygen. It's that watch face. And I really wish I could get it on the Series 10, but Apple's just not going to do that for us. But I will say there are a few watch faces that I have really enjoyed. And one of them, of course, is going to be one of the Hermes watch faces. This has been my new go-to watch face. And you can only get this on the Hermes watch. This is the Hermes radial watch face. And it just looks so good on the watch. And you have a few other ones. There's also this Hermes watch face. I really like it as well. You can see you get a lot more complications with this watch face over the radial. I will say I have been using the double tap a little bit less, but I still use it a decent amount. And that just gives me access to all my other information quickly on the watch. So that's really been nice to have as well. So that's how I've been able to use, you know, this Hermes watch face with just one complication on it. But in times when I do want to have a lot of complications, this one has been my go-to, and this is that infograph watch face. So this one's been out for quite a while, and you get access to a ton of complications with it. You can see I have the time right up here in the top because sometimes trying to tell where it's at on the numbers, you know, it's a little bit hard. There's no numbers on there, and it takes me a second. So if somebody asks me the time, sometimes, you know, I'll be honest, I panic and I freak out. You know, this watch face is a really good option for those times. So judge me all you want, it is okay. This whole complication also is the date right here. And there's a lot of customizations that you can do with it, and it's all done with an app called WatchSmith. This is all with the free version of the app. So highly recommend this app. It's really nice, but it has a lot of customization. And if you can read the time like a full grown adult should be able to, you know, there's still more that you might enjoy. So other than this one, you got to have the modular watch face. This is, you know, the OG watch face on the Apple Watch, and it still looks amazing. And then, of course, the new Flux watch face is still also a nice go-to because it's really the only watch face that I use where you get that moving second hand. You don't get that on all the watch faces because Apple, you know, they have their reasons apparently. And even after multiple updates of watchOS 11, we still don't have a moving second hand on the always on display. Come on, Apple. This is like a big failure, because this was one of the biggest features that you gave us with this watch. You gave us sleep apnea detection and the second hand on always on display. That was pretty much it, you know, other than the titanium finish and thinner design and larger screen and all that stuff. Software wise, it was pretty much you get the sleep apnea detection and you get a second hand on always on display. But it's really only for like 4 watch faces, 3 new ones, and then 1 really, really old one that really doesn't make sense. And I feel like it was there just because you forgot to hit the disable on it. I don't know. Just doesn't seem right. Oh, that wasn't it. I forgot. You also gave us audio playback. So yeah, I've never used it still to this day, other than maybe in my original video that I did on the watch. I have no desire to use it. I don't understand it. It's a very weird feature. And I know some people have come up with good options. Like maybe if you use your watch to take a shower and you want to listen to music, that makes sense. Maybe if you're swimming, I don't know how well that would work, because if it's constantly getting in the water, probably not the best. But maybe at the beach, maybe you don't want to bring your phone. There's some use cases where I can see it being beneficial, but none for me. So maybe you like it. If you do, you know, you have a few other options that I didn't mention. Leave a comment down below on how you use this feature and how often you use this feature, because 6 months later, I never used it. Like, I just don't have a desire. I don't have a need to actually use this feature. So how has the battery life been on the Apple Watch? Well, I will say it's been pretty good. I haven't had too many issues making it through any kind of days. I have been running betas ever since I got this watch, so that hasn't been the best. Sometimes it uses a little bit more, but most of the time I'm getting a day and a half easy with this watch. As you can see, it was on the charger a lot today, so nothing major going on today with this one. But you can see I still have a maximum capacity of 100%. So after 3 months, I really like seeing that. So that's kind of nice. I have been, like I said, I wear the Ultra at night. I actually wore the Ultra most of the day today, just because it was a lazy day and I wasn't really doing anything until I was making this video. So this battery life at this time of day is not like the normal. Usually I'd probably be in the 50% by now, because I put it on first thing in the morning when I get the kids to school. So overall, battery life has been really well for a series model. If you have the Ultra, you're probably going to be getting 2-3 days, whatever, on your battery life. But you got to expect with the series watches, you're only going to get that 24-36 hours unless you're going into that battery saving, low battery power mode, whatever you want to call it. So even if I want to wear this to sleep, I still have no problem. I can wear it to sleep even after wearing it all day. Like I said, most of the time I will get 36 hours of battery life on this watch. Now let's go to the thing that I've kind of been avoiding until now, and that is the durability. So I'm going to go ahead and take the watch off, and we're going to get close up and kind of just see, are there any scratches on this watch? So let's go ahead and take a look. Now, normally you would look something up here, because I have not babied this watch at all. I did want to say that. I've hit it up against door handles, all that kind of stuff. You know, I've done work. I put together a basketball hoop yesterday, and the entire thing was done with this on my wrist. I've not tried to overly protect it, so did want to state that as well before we look. I've taken the band off, and I'm actually going to be recording on my phone just because I can get really nice in and close. And if you look right here, you will see, if I get the lighting just right, there are micro scratches and stuff all along the top of the watch. I hate seeing this, but at the same time, it could be much, much worse. So, you know, not awful. Same, let's look at the side right here. You know, still a little bit, some here and there. You really have to get the lighting just right. It's a little bit easier to see in person, I think, than in the camera, but I'm doing my best here for you. So, but yeah, just a few there as well. Probably same goes for here. Some of this might even just be smudges. So let me just kind of rub that off and then look again. Like I will say, it's held up really well. This is definitely held up better than the stainless steel models of the past. And let's look on this final side right here. That looks like a scratch right there. It's really hard to see, but let's get in really close and get the lighting. You see it right there? Let me move my finger. There's a line right here. So if I get it just right, there it is. You can see it right in there. That is a scratch, and probably the biggest scratch on here. It doesn't seem to want, let me try to rub it off as well real quick there. And yeah, it's not wanting to rub off. That is probably the biggest scratch on this watch. So, you know, I hate seeing them, but after 3 months, I'll take that. Like, this has held up really well. You can see this is the Hermes version, like I mentioned. So it has that silver finish, which I absolutely love because it works with the old bands. So it matches perfectly with my original stainless steel Apple Watch band, and also my saddle brown classic buckle, both from Apple. If I take these off real quick, you can see I can slide this right in here, and it just matches perfectly with that finish. And that's what I love. I tried so hard to like the natural titanium. I did. I wore it for over a month. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this. This is gonna be my watch. I'm gonna get that link band that matches it, and I'll just live with it. And then I saw this and I was like, I can't live with it anymore. I want this. Because I do love having my old bands with the old hardware match perfectly, because that's just one of my pet peeves. And I know it's bad, but it does. It looks so good on the watch, and I can switch to the other band. And even though this is, you know, probably got a bunch of scratches on it, but you can just look at it. It looks so great on this watch. I just love it so much on how well it just goes with it. And I also will say I love this Hermes orange as well. It has been a great band. It has held up really well through these last 3 months that I've owned it. You do get that, I believe it's on this side where it's stamped with the Hermes branding. That's pretty much the only thing. They do make a few other bands Apple has in the past that kind of match this orange. So if you're looking for those, I'll try to find a couple on eBay and put those in the description. Do I enjoy the Series 10 after 6 months? Yes. I still would not have switched to the Black Ultra 2 or used an Ultra 2. Now, am I going to be upgrading to a Hermes after, you know, in another 6 months when the Series 11 comes out? Still up for debate. Probably not. Probably go with the Ultra 3, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me know, which watch would you choose? Ultra 2 or the Series 10 Titanium? Or would you hold out for this, whatever's coming next? Leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, all I ask you to do is hit that thumbs up. It means the world. I hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless.